You know the thing I hate the most about this Manchester United era is it's the hope that ultimately lets you down. Just when you think that United has defeated Chelsea and they're back in their form, that they're gonna do something, they go and lose to a team 3-0 at home who are not even in the top 10. The biggest thing about this is it's not even surprising. I think deep down everyone knew that this was gonna happen sooner or later. That United are gonna fumble the bag again like they usually do. Manchester United 0-3 Bournemouth. Let's talk about the 4 reasons why they lost. The first reason is inconsistency. Before the international break, we won 5 games out of 6. After the international break, we lost 1, we won 1, we drew 1, then we won again against Chelsea. Probably a best match. Then we lose to a team 3-0. The thing about this is, it shouldn't even have been 3-0. They could have defeated us 6-0. They had 2 goals disallowed. Solanke hit the post because we didn't create anything in that game. I don't think we tested Neto once. That's how depressing this team is. How do you go from demolishing Chelsea on the weekend at home to getting destroyed on the weekend at home? Why is this such a big drop off? If you like my videos so far, then I would really appreciate if you can click on the subscribe button below and let me know in the comments what do you think about Ten Hag, what do you think about this team. The second reason is the mentality. As soon as we went behind, you could see the team panicking. A lot of the players were trying to be hero, trying to shoot from 30 yards, trying to shoot when there are 4 defenders in front of them. How many times in this game we saw that there's a good build-up in the attack and then someone just passes the ball behind their teammate or passes too forward. Inaccuracy, just basics. Then in this match we had so many crosses, so many cutbacks. Not once did we find a target in the box. Like a proper cross, like a proper goal-threatening cross. We didn't have one. So how is it that we have a huge drop-off where they can't even do basic passing, basic crossing? It was so obvious we were going to lose as soon as we went behind the goal, because these players cannot handle the pressure of losing, of the social media. What I'm worried about is that if we are losing 3-0 at home to Bournemouth with this mentality, what is going to happen against Liverpool next week at Anfield? Liverpool were arguably one of the most informed teams who just don't seem to lose a game. Not to mention we have Bayern as well. Third reason is the midfield problem. Even in my last videos, I've been talking about how our midfield is our biggest problem, it's our weakest link. And yes, Scott McTominay is scoring a lot of goals from midfield, but he doesn't bring a lot of things other than that. The thing about McTominay is that he makes the others around him look worse. Amrabat actually had a pretty decent game, but we was just so much exposed that we kept conceding chances, kept conceding goals. Even Bruno, he has been making goals, he has been making chances, but because he has to drop in so deep and he has to spray random passes, that it makes him so much more worse. And my biggest issue with this is we are losing 3-0. A lot of players are not performing. Scott McTominay is very, very visibly having his worst game. Yet Ten Hag just decides to keep him on the pitch. He doesn't even substitute him for the whole match. How? He was one of our worst players on the pitch and he still stays on. What does Menu have to do to get into the team? What does Hannibal have to do to get just subbed on? When we were losing 1-0 at halftime, it should have been obvious to Erik Ten Hag that just substitute Martial for Højlund, which he did around 45 minutes. But the other important substitute he needed to make was substitute Menu or substitute Hannibal. Just someone to replace McTominay to just bring some consistency in the midfield. Because we didn't have any control in the midfield, it became a basketball match. We went to attack, they went to attack, we went to attack, they went to attack. The difference was they were clinical. They took their chances on the counter-attack. If we had Menu or someone else who can just control the game in the midfield instead of McTominay, we would have won. The problem with McTominay is he scores goals, but he destroys the chemistry around him. It's like Fellaini. Fellaini used to score goals, but he did not make the team more smooth. It's the same situation here. Because McTominay is playing so high up, Bruno Fernandes has to drop down deep in the midfield, nearby the centre-backs, to pick up the ball and pass. That's not where we want Bruno. Bruno is arguably one of our only world-class players, one of the few world-class players we have. But because of McTominay, he's getting pushed around all over the midfield. The times where Bruno played his best was when he was just staying upfield, just staying near the attackers, running around. But now he has to drop so much deeper. Instead, McTominay is the one who's the furthest forward. So I don't get why there's this obsession of Erik Ten Hag with McTominay that he is willing to dislodge the whole team's chemistry, whole team's flow, even pushing his best players out of position just for McTominay. He doesn't even want to substitute him at all, just to change up the strategy, which I think is going to get him sacked if he continues doing this. The fourth reason why we lost is just that the United team was sleeping and they underestimated Bournemouth. Bournemouth have taken 10 points out of the last 12. That's an informed team. But this United side just underestimated them and started the game sleeping. Considering a goal in the 5th minute, and as bad as a goal as that, they didn't track their runners. Amrabat was caught sleeping on Cook. Cook just ran past him, put in a cross. Shaw couldn't block the cross. Maguire couldn't get near him. And Onana, at this point, who was expecting him to make a save? But yeah, they just underestimated Bournemouth way too much. 10 points out of 12. The third team was taking the most points in the last 6 games. Solanke has been in form and he showed it in this game again. Now let's talk about some other points. The most important point currently is Erik Ten Hag. What is his future? What is the future of the team? I think Erik Ten Hag is the right manager. But the problem is he's being too stubborn with some things. His obsession with McTominay needs to stop and he needs to start playing Varane. In this match, when we all saw that Solanke was bullying Luke Shaw, and Luke Shaw was arguably having his worst game, why did he not just sub on Varane at halftime? I agree with Ten Hag that Luke Shaw is a better left-sided centre-back. But in this particular match, when you can see he is struggling against Solanke, against his physicality, why not just sub him on at halftime? If he keeps starting McTominay and just destroying the midfield balance, and if he doesn't use arguably his best centre-back Varane, Erik Ten Hag will get himself sacked, because it's very easy to see that these players are going to keep being inconsistent. We have seen this over the past 5 years and it's going to continue until we get a lot of new different players, like just a change of a squad. Until we refresh the squad, we are just going to keep being inconsistent and no other manager can change that. That's what I think. Changing Ten Hag won't solve Manchester United's problem. It's much deeper. It's rooted in the squad. It's rooted in the player power. As long as player power exists at this club, we will keep having such results, because the players know that they will be safe no matter what, because they can get a manager sacked anytime they want. The other talking point is the fixtures. We have just lost to Bournemouth 3-0 at home. The problem is our next game is Bayern. If we lose that, we are out of the Champions League. Even if we win that, we have to depend on Galatasaray and Copenhagen drawing the game. After that, we have Liverpool away at Anfield, which I just hope we don't lose by a big margin. But that's not the end. We have West Ham away and then Villa at home. Villa was just defeated Manchester City. So it's like it's going to get a lot worse before it gets better. We are 3 points off the 4th. It might be 6th by the time weekend ends. But we are going to lose more matches, that's obvious. But the issue is in what manner. Will we lose matches fighting, putting everything on the line? Or will we lose matches like we just saw today? Lifeless performances. Headless performances. Let's hope United gets some decent results in the next few game weeks. Because if they don't, Ten Hag might actually get sacked. I don't want that. But he will be under a lot of pressure. Thank you for watching my video. I'll see you all next time. Goodbye.